Hey guys, it's Shipwreck Samantha here. Today I will be showing you how to make the Mad Hatter's hat into a red velvet cake. Now, I personally love this character, but I also personally prefer Johnny Depp's take on this character. But today we will be making the classic version's hat. For this tutorial, you're going to need red clay, some dark green and light green clay, and some white. To start, take some of your red clay and knead it until it's conditioned. Next, roll it into a ball and then press it to turn it into a cylinder. Take a roller and lightly roll it on the top to smooth it out. Next, take your white clay and roll it out into a very thin sheet. Place your red clay on top and then cut around the red clay into the white clay. Wrap the white clay around the red clay until it covers all sides. Press it down firmly and then roll out some more clay and place it on top. Lightly press down, then cut around the edges. Take off the excess and lightly press all the way around. Next, smooth out the sides. You can also lightly press it down with the roller again to keep it smooth. Put it to the side and take the rest of your red clay and form it into a ball. Then shape it to where half of it, one side is smaller than the other. Then flatten the top and bottom. Make sure it's evenly round on all sides. Once this is done, go ahead and stick it in the freezer for 5 to 10 minutes. While it's in the freezer, take your green clay and roll it out into a sheet about twice as thick as you rolled out the white. Cut out a circle the same size as the bottom of your white clay. Do this for both sides. Press the two together to where it looks basically like a green Oreo. Next, we're going to roll out a snake of clay and then roll it out into a sheet. This is going to be to wrap around the side. Try to keep it the same thickness as the rest of your green clay. Wrap it around your green Oreo without pressing firmly. Measure and cut it. Then use a sharp tool to mark the edges. Unwrap the clay and then cut it down so it fits nicely on the Oreo. Wrap it all the way around and then smooth out the edges. Since I'm using Sculpt 3, it's easier to smooth out the edges, but you can also use a round tool to help you. Sculpt 3 gives a great effect for baked items like cakes because it gives it an icing look. Now we have the brim. Now we're going to work on the top part of the hat. I just took this out of the freezer so it's nice and hard. This will make it easier to cut. We're going to cut it into 4 slices, mark it out so you can measure it out to make sure that it's all equally sized. Then carefully cut each piece. Now we're going to make the icing in between. Roll out sheets of thin white clay, just like we did for the brim of the hat. We're going to take each piece and trace out a circle to place on the wider end of the clay. And do this for each one. Now you can reassemble it. Ignore the white piece of clay I put on the biggest piece. I didn't think about how I didn't need that piece. Now we have our layers of cake. Next, we're going to cover the top and bottom with white clay. Do the same as you did with the layers for the top and bottom, just roll out 2 thin sheets. Press it to make sure it stays on. Now you can put it to the side and we get to cover it in the green clay. I already cut the pieces out to make this go faster. You're doing basically what you did with the brim of the hat, just putting a top and bottom piece and then wrapping around the side. Then just smooth out with your fingers or with a tool. Ta-da! It's starting to look like a hat now. Now we get to make the green part, the dark green part that goes around the bottom of the hat. We're going to make a very thin sheet and wrap it around. I already made the tag ahead of time. Just cut out a tan piece of clay and then write the writing on it with thin sheets of black or brown clay. Now we get to cut it open. I just cut 1 slice out of this one. Look at that. That looks so cool. But we're not quite done yet. There's one more important thing. Now we get to do what we call texturing the cake. Take a pointy tool and move it around this slice and kind of scrape it off. This makes it look light and fluffy. Do this for both sides of the slice and the inside of the cake. Now you're done. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks so much for watching, and if you have any ideas for any videos you think I should do, just email me at shipwrecksamantha@gmail.com. Thanks so much for watching, guys!